All right, I'm really appalled by the amount of discourse I'm seeing online about the PlayStation 6 not supporting physical media discs anymore, starting probably in January of 2028, based on Sony's press release. I'm appalled at how many people I'm seeing online saying that they're okay with just owning digital games. And the reason I'm seeing a lot of it is like, hey, that's all I own. That's how it is on the PC. This, and this. And I want to just say this. If you're somebody who is okay with a digital library, that's totally fine with me. Like, that's not my issue at all. I do digital games as well. I game share the PS5 with my brother. It makes sense if we want to play the same game to get it digitally so that way we can game share it and save half the money and we just split it down the middle. But I actually have a disc version PS5. My brother doesn't. And there are times where I want to have a disc. And as somebody who has had every generation of the PlayStation, I am truly considering for the first time ever not supporting this company anymore, simply because I think this is that big of a deal to where we need to have consumer choice and have available to us physical discs. I don't really care if it makes total sense for their company to continue to put out physical discs, and the reasoning being is that, oh, the sales are down for physical disc. Well, that's what happens a lot of times when you just give us digital versions of the PS5. And it was so difficult to even find the PS5 for the longest time. And guess what? It was $100 cheaper. And now all of us are subscribed to PlayStation Plus. And yeah, we get to stream games, we get to do all this stuff. That's great. I love that. But we're missing out on something far more important than just owning physical media. And I'm somebody who's a big advocate for physical media. If you've watched this channel, I talk about physical media, movies, Blu-rays, all this. I collect vinyl. I collect, figures. We've talked about figures a ton on this. That's a physical product I can have on the shelf and have forever if I choose to. Pass it down generation to generation. Hand it to a friend, all this different stuff. And to some people, that might not be a big deal. To me, it is. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, if you're somebody who's all digital, and that's the way you want to do it, I'm totally cool with that. My problem is we should have choice. And I'm telling you right now, once we do a complete digital marketplace in video games, it is going to be so easy for them to continue to hike prices up on us. It's going to be so easy for us to continue to pay a subscription service to have access to our media. And I'm somebody who's bought digital movies and stuff like that, and it is very convenient, but we're trading convenience in for memories that we are no longer going to get to make. And as somebody who grew up going to midnight releases of video games and have some of my best memories as a kid and as a teenager going up on a midnight release, picking up a physical game and putting it in to the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2, whatever it might have been, there's something to be said about going and browsing a store and actually getting to pick out something off of a shelf. And I fear that that is going away completely in our society. And does this seem like I'm making a big deal? To some people, it's like, dude, it's not that big of a deal. It's just discs. Yeah, you're kind of right. I mean, this isn't the biggest deal in the world. There's way more issues at hand. Don't get me wrong. But I do really get concerned when I'm seeing that no longer am I able to go into department stores and Best Buys and anything and even get 4Ks or Blu-rays anymore. There's no more at Target, from what I can understand. There's no more in Best Buy, places I used to love to go. I go to Barnes & Noble now to get my physical media discs. Walmart is actually coming through for us. We can go to Half Price Books, get stuff like that. There's places to do it. But with video games, that was always a staple when I would go into a store and I would see rows and rows of PlayStation games, Nintendo games, Xbox, all these different things. And the fact that that is going to be going away within the next few years, because without any more physical media, and we've even seen it with Nintendo with doing the game key cards, at least you're still getting some type of cartridge, or not cartridge, but a thing to put on the shelf. But I'm very concerned that we're no longer having the community aspect of media anymore. And I think streaming has made it so convenient to just sit at home all day and stream video games, stream movies, all this different stuff. And it's intoxicating. It's addicting. It's so easy. You used to have to go out to a store, midnight release, and grab a game. Now you can just stream it right at midnight. It's super convenient. And in a lot of ways, it is better. Let's be honest, it is better to just be able to stream a game right out of the gate. But I'm somebody who's, I guess at this point, it's old school. It's an old way of thinking, I guess, because it just seems with the discourse I'm seeing online that a lot of people are just saying, like, dude, when's the last time you bought a physical disc? When's the last time you did this? When's the last time you did that? And there's a point to that. But my main point is we have not seen in our lifetime a fully digital media marketplace when it comes to movies, Blu-rays, video games, all that different stuff. We haven't seen it. And so everybody that's saying, oh, no big deal, no big deal. Well, it is going to be a big deal when you want to go watch Terminator 2 that you bought 10 years ago and all of a sudden the license ran out on Sony's marketplace or Amazon's marketplace. We just assume that all these movies are going to continue to be in video games, movies, video games are going to continue to be on certain marketplaces. And this starts with Sony, but it also goes with other companies. Like pretty soon they're going to monopolize different media to different things. Think about your favorite streaming service. How many streaming services do you have? How many streaming services do you have to have access to all the different media you want to collect? And for me, when I buy a movie, total transparency, there's sometimes I buy a movie and I don't even open it. That's the real truth. I'll have a movie on my shelf that I love and haven't opened and actually put the disc in to watch it. That's not the point. As crazy as that sounds and as weird as that sounds of like, well, why are you even buying the movie? To me, film preservation, video game preservation, media preservation, this is all storytelling to me. This is all art. This is all artists putting out a product for us to enjoy. Without that emotional attachment to it, without that tangibility, I just feel like it becomes almost soulless in a way. And I feel like not having stuff on a shelf and not being able to go and experience that with friends, family, other people. Think about how many people you used to run into going to a midnight launch of a game. How many times you used to go over to a friend's house to do LAN parties instead of just playing online. We're missing out the community aspect of that. And I think it is a very big deal. I really, really do. And if you think I'm making too much of this, then you're not the person I really need to be talking to, I don't guess, because you've already made up your mind. But if you're somebody that little part of you is like, I don't really like where this is headed. I don't really like how I don't really own my media. And we've seen it a number of times where a movie will be out on streaming and they'll edit parts of it out. They'll edit stuff out because maybe it's not appropriate for today's audiences. Maybe the filmmaker decided he didn't really like the way the movie looked in 1994 and he wants to change it. We see it a lot with 4K transfers. Maybe a video game director decides, hey, I kind of want to cut out that sequence that fans didn't seem to like because I know better than the fans that the art now belongs to. It's a very slippery slope. It's one that we've been seeing a lot. And as somebody who's a lifelong physical media collector, a lifelong collector of figures and movies and media and everything, I still collect vinyl. We saw what happened. The vinyl came back. That's exciting. You can still get that in Target. You can still get that at Walmart. Tons of local shops. But the ability with video games is if you don't have that feeling attached to this stuff. Why do you think so many people are still lifelong Nintendo fans? Because they have an attachment to the cartridge, putting the cartridge in, playing the video game, getting something on Christmas. Is that still available digitally? Absolutely. Is digital still a very viable form of buying video games and being involved? Absolutely. There's no difference really. But the main difference to me is that we are losing a community aspect of it, and we are about to enter in a world where it's just digital-only marketplaces, subscription services marketplace. Like, that's it. And that is not a good thing, in my opinion, at all. And I think it's a really big deal, and I had to get on here and talk about it. And I really just feel like if you're somebody who really believes that it's better for us to only collect digital games, only collect digital movies, only have digital media at our disposal, then I will just say I disagree very strongly with that. That's what I can say. Because I think that your opinions are valid. I think that the things you say I'm not saying that I'm right, you're wrong, but in this instance, I think we're in for a rude awakening when we are on digital subscription service marketplaces for everything we do and buy when it comes to media consumption. And maybe the answer is we just don't consume media no more. Maybe that's the answer at the end of the day is cancel the subscription services. Like go back to just watching DVDs that we have. Like let's just enjoy the media we've gotten up into this point. But I will tell you this: if you don't have a DVD player, Blu-ray player, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 disc version, I would really encourage to probably pick it up. Because I'm just telling you, the PlayStation 6, the fact that That console is going to be very expensive. And then the games are now getting up to $70, $80, $90. You don't think that those prices are going to continue to rise? They are. And if you don't think that physical media keeps prices fair because of the trades, because of the way department stores have to liquidate and have to put product on sale to move product and to move units, it makes total financial sense for Sony to do this if we all decide we just want to do virtual marketplace. But that's not really what I want to do personally, and I don't think I'm going to do it. And I don't know what that means because I love playing video games. I love there's games that I cannot wait to play, like Halloween the Game. College Football 27 is coming out. There's tons of games coming up that I just cannot wait to play. But not having consumer choice is just something that I'm just not a huge fan of whatsoever. And I'm just absolutely appalled, to be honest with you, that so many people are okay with only digital media. I'm really shocked by it. And in books, we haven't even talked about books, but what about going through a bookstore? Going to a bookstore. Everything's on Kindle. Everything's on tablet. What about a bookstore? What about a real book you open up? I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm old school. Maybe I'm just completely out of the, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But I'm just telling you, I've been collecting media a long time. I've been a huge fan of media for a long time. And the direction we're going with all this stuff is just really depressing to me. And I'm hoping that we can kind of speak up enough to where we can make a difference with, like, hey, let's continue to have physical media. Let's really pioneer for it. If you're somebody who's just been on the fence about it, but you still love the options, you really got to speak up about this, man. They're only going to listen if we actually speak up and we actually tell them that we're not satisfied. And I'm a long-time Sony customer, and I'm for the first time thinking, man, I just don't. It's not even worth it, man. If this is the marketplace we're going to be in, I just don't even know if I'm going to play video games anymore. That's how serious I feel about this. And that's how serious I am about streaming taking over physical media. That's how serious I am about not having a movie theater experience anymore, the midnight launch experience anymore. And yeah, part of that's getting older and not being able to adjust to the times. I get it. But this is the first time since I've been alive that there is a potential of just a full-on digital marketplace for all of our media consumption. And pretty soon it could be all of our goods and all this different stuff. So for me, I don't know, man. I'm bummed out about this. I think it's a horrible, horrible decision by Sony. Sometimes I think that you got to do some soul searching, and you have to really... For companies to just always think about the bottom line no matter what, I get it. But at the same time, it's like we there's something to be said about people getting together, buying a disc, having ownership of a game, showing support of a creator, and showing support of art that they really enjoy and wanting to have that. And I fear that's going away, man. So let me know in the comments below if you agree with this. Maybe I'm completely out of the loop. Maybe you're somebody that thinks I'm just ridiculous. I get it, but as somebody who's a big-time advocate for physical media, man, this is extremely concerning and extremely depressing, and I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon. I think that we really have to speak up and use our voice and really champion physical media in all forms: music, movies, games, whatever physical media. I love all of it, so we just got to use our voice a little bit, and just hopefully these companies will come around, or hopefully some other companies will see an opportunity and rise up and keep physical media alive, because that's what it's all about for me. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this news, and I'll see you in the next one.